this episode, Dude and the fellas break into the 2025 Woodford Double Oaked. Tune in to hear what we thought on this episode of The Bourbon Hunters. Have you thought about supporting our podcast? Head on over to our website at www.bourbonhunters.com where you can by purchasing Bourbon Hunters products and signing up for our Patreon, which includes exclusive access to single barrel announcements from our private single barrel club. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us on our hunt for great bourbon. Reward yourself and sit back, grab a pour, kick your feet, and enjoy. Welcome to another episode of the Bourbon Hunters. I am Dupool, and I'm joined by
Tyler Shea,
Rep Ryan,
and
J.D. Fritches.
Yes, Wassay, Mr. J.D. Fritches. I can't do it. So tonight we have a good episode. Tyler has brought over his Woodford Reserve Double Oaked from 2025. So he brought that. I have the batch proof of I think it's 2024 actually, right?
Why don't you explain what a double oak is to people?
I will in just a second.
Okay.
I don't even know that I know the correct answer for that, actually.
I have an idea.
I'm going to guess, and then we'll have to look it up. Or Tyler could be looking it up since he's in his phone right now.
Yeah.
And then we are also going to do the Very Fine Rare from like 2021 or something like that.
What am I looking up?
Double.
What's
a
is
double?
double?
Oh, okay.
So my guess...
Not in basketball, double.
My guess of double oaked would be that it's oaked, then it's oaked again, then it's oaked again.
Or
because they would call that triple oaked, I would think. So maybe not double.
Like Angel's Envy triple oak. Or it might just mean that the original double oaked is aged for 6 to 8 months, right? This one may be aged for a year and a half.
Yeah,
so
that could be.
double oaked.
So it's like doubly oaked.
Hey, guess the proof.
That's a good point. Double
90.4.
Yep.
So it could be double the time for a double oak.
That's probably more correct than what I said.
Because
mine would be triple oaked.
I never thought about. Did you say that or did that?
He just said that.
I thought you did. I'm like, or did I not understand you?
No. I didn't say it that way. No.
But I've never thought about it in that sense that it could be just
double time
in a double oak. Yeah. It sounds multiplicative when I say double oak, even though it's additive.
So shout out to Breaking Bourbon because they always have some.
They do a good job of giving you like some history behind the bottle or the brand or whatever it is.
Yeah, and they do it on enough stuff that you can typically find pretty much everything.
Oh yeah,
and then it's always like one of the top Googled things.
Always,
there.
it's one of the top.
Because they do pretty much everything.
Yeah,
if you put the word review in whatever you're looking for, Breaking Bourbon almost always comes up.
Yeah. So resting 5 to 7 years in the first barrel and up to 2 in the second barrel.
So I think that answers the question because I don't think double goes that long in the
finishing
barrel.
Fully mature Woodford Reserve Double Oak bourbon for an additional 2 years in a second heavily toasted, lightly charred new oak barrel, hence the name Double Oaked.
So it is placed in a total of 3 barrels.
I don't think so.
I think
it's an additional 2 years in the second barrel.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought that you said then another one is what I thought you said.
No, the way he read it, I could see where you thought that.
Parsed out.
But no, I think because he said an additional 2 years in that.
Okay.
They were just defining what that barrel is.
Gotcha.
What that second barrel
is.
is.
I feel kind of dumb. I've never thought of it in that sense.
Me neither. It didn't even cross my mind. As soon as you said it, I was like, smacking myself.
Because that's a lot of wasted barrels.
Well, but it also, I would think, be called triple oak, not double oak.
Or not
that's
double.
Double.
It'd be triple, yeah.
So
I have reached out to Elizabeth McCall to do a podcast with us.
Well,
so far, so ghosted.
So far, so ghosted.
That's
I like
how
that
it works.
nose.
We've got Wilderness Trail on March 31st, which is a Monday, so I know you probably can't come.
I'm coming.
All right, that's fine. Just not on the podcast.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Are you breathing hard?
Heavy.
Heavy?
And his eyes
Very
are
Fine,
closed.
Very Rare is phenomenal to me.
Absolutely.
I've always enjoyed it. I'm still happy that I bought the 6 bottles that we could get when we went.
I wish I would have bought more.
Yeah, and everyone
But
has
if
said
there
that.
is a fucking bottle that you bought 6 of the Distillers collection, that one is the right one to buy.
Yeah, and I've actually given away one of those as a gift.
Nice.
Just this last Christmas.
That's a great gift. Yeah,
it is. And the person is a huge Woodford homer, so they were really excited about it. And I don't know that it lasted the night. It was at their Christmas party. He wasn't going to open it, and then it finally he
got drunk and he's like, I
got to open it, and then everyone was drinking it, and I don't think it lasted the night.
We did a bottle kill on it that one time.
Yeah,
Remember that?
The night we got it, I think it was mine.
Yeah.
So I think that's 2 right there that are gone, and then I think this is my 3rd. I think I've got 2 more left because a buddy of mine wanted one of them. So I think I've got 2 left, maybe 1.
I encountered one in a store in Georgia, but they wanted $999.
Shut up!
Are you kidding me? I'll sell you mine for $899.
How about I take 2 of yours down there and bring back like $1,000?
Well, I mean, if they'll do that,
if they're charging $1,000, I'm sure they'll take $500 for it.
Yeah, but how often have they sold it for $1,000? That's the question.
It's still there.
That's my point.
I can't believe that's listed for $1,000.
Museum prices.
They have a old school Rebel Yell 10-year for $200 in there.
I have an old school Rebel 10-year back in there.
Rebel Yell on it.
Yeah,
nice.
I have an old school one. The nose. What do you guys get on the nose for this? So this is the very fine rare. It's 90.4 proof. This is the 16th variety of the Masters collection from Woodford Reserve. I don't know if they number them anymore, do they?
I don't know.
Because the batch proofs don't have the number on them.
This is 16.
That's what I just said. But I don't think they number them anymore, do they?
No.
Mine's 19.
Understood.
But do they put a number on the bottle, I think?
Anymore is my point.
I don't know.
19 was only 3 times after that, which was probably a year later. I'm saying now, do they still put numbers on them? This one, the batch proof, does not have a number on it.
I would have expected more oak on this for the age.
But is the batch proof
like
a Masters collection? That's the question. You would have expected more what?
More oak? Because there's like 17-year-old juice in here.
It's a blend of old and young. So there's some stuff that's only like 3 or 4 years in here to help balance it out.
I still would think that you would smell more oak, though.
You do like them young, right?
I say, boy.
Jesus. Bethany, did the room clear out?
God, that tastes great.
The nose on it, to me...
That's where that oakiness comes through, is in the palate.
So you know what Jason always talks about with that, like acetate...
Acetone?
Acetone, like the fingernail remover stuff?
I'm not getting that.
I get that on the nose.
Yeah, I'm not.
I get that on Old Forester stuff more than I do
I mean, it's all Brown Foreman.
Right.
But
I get it, too.
You get it, too?
Yeah. You know what else I get? Like the cinnamon sugar. Not cinnamon, but cinnamon sugar.
Yeah. I get that on the palate, actually. I just had a drink, and I got a nice little chunk of that coming through.
I get some good nutmeg.
I could see nutmeg. Yeah.
There's a good cocoa on there, too.
So it's not like a spicy, but it's got a lot of like baking notes.
Yeah, it does. And it's kind of, if I had to really classify this, it's kind of mild. Like, it doesn't have a super long, strong finish. It is only 90.4. I'd love to see this in a batch proof.
Hell yeah.
Just to see how it would taste. And to be honest, I love Woodford Reserve in their batch proof. Like, their batch proof offerings, I always enjoy.
Yeah.
Now, there have been some hitters and some misses.
What's the age on this one?
The age on this one is a varied amount of ages. There's young, like 3 or 4 years old, I believe, mixed with like stuff that's like 17 years old. And so they truly blended this with I think the original thought was that it was 16 years old because it has 16 on it, but it's just number 16 in the series. But it's got some old stuff in it and some young stuff in it. So kind of like Brett's girlfriend.
Mostly old stuff in it these days.
Are you the old stuff?
And then when he's at work, it's got some young stuff in it.
My Jim Brewer laugh came out just before, too.
Jim Brewer.
I call it a grandpa laugh. That's the same thing. We're saying the same thing. Yeah. So what do you guys... second visit, third visit, what do you guys think?
Cacao.
Yeah, there is that like that that high cacao,
chocolate,
that like baking powder, baking chocolate.
I almost,
all that.
you know what's interesting to me?
I like it.
Is that I think that the cacao or the chocolate that I'm getting is almost a powdered form of that. You know what I mean? Like if you were to
The cocoa powder,
like a cooking powder that you put.
Yeah.
It's not like pure cacao type. If you were to have had it in like a bar form or
have
something.
you ever
like that.
had?
It's tannic like that. I feel
Powdered coca on like various chocolate desserts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's kind of
Yeah.
what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Like on top of like a chocolate ganache or something like that, where they've like sprinkled on some chocolate powder or something. That's kind of what I'm getting. That type of chocolate or cacao.
Do you guys like tannins?
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, it depends.
If it's not the overwhelming thing in the flavor.
Because I like a tannic wine.
I do too, as long as it doesn't feel like I just had a sponge in my mouth for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
fair.
I don't like the drying effect on some of them.
Yeah.
I don't want it to suck the
Yeah, if
moisture
they're
out of my mouth.
Overly tannic, that's not good for me. But but some tannins, yes, I do not mind that. In fact, getting ready to go to Italy, and I'm excited to actually. So Trina has no idea what we're in store for us. Like she knows where we're going. So we're flying into Venice. We're going to spend Venice and Florence. We're actually arriving in Venice on Monday morning because it's an overnight flight, basically, and then we can check into our hotel at 2 p.m. And then we have a half day basically in Venice, or 3/4 of a day basically. Then we've got the full next day, so Tuesday. So we have Mondays when we arrive, Tuesdays when we have a full day. We check out on Wednesday. Then we go from there, train over to Florence. And in Florence, we're going to arrive like midday, like noonish again, just like we will in Venice. We're going to have that full half day. Then we're going to have a day, the next full day, and then another like morning. And then we train down to the Amalfi Coast. And we're going to have like 4 days there, and then we train up to Rome, where we're going to have 4 days there. So it's basically 2 weeks when you add it all up.
Steal the Vatican secrets while you're there.
So what she doesn't know what we're doing. So when we arrive in Venice the first day, and so it's hard for me because you can buy tickets to just go into a museum, but like in a foreign country, I almost want a guide to guide us through the actual museum. So the first day we're doing a walking tour of Venice, and then it finishes with a gondola ride through the Grand Canal, which, whatever, you have to do a gondola ride if you're in Venice,
Oh, it's a very prestigious thing to be a gondolier.
Yeah,
you have to be born into that. You cannot just say like, hey, I want to be a gondolier.
But just,
it's crazy.
But if you're in Venice, you have to do a gondola ride, So we're going to finish with a gondola ride. That's day one. So that'll be at I think it's like 4 o'clock on the day we arrive. So we'll have about 6 hours from the time probably 8 hours from the time we land to the time we do that. And then the next day, we are going to Murano and Burano to see the glass making and the lace making. Those are 2 islands off of Venice. And then but that's just a half day. We'll come back, and then later that afternoon, we're going to St. Mark's Basilica and the Doge Palace, which is their old government, but it's now a museum. And then the next day, we'll just kind of take it easy and then take the train over to Florence. First day in Florence, we have a pasta making, all-you-can-drink wine class that evening. So it's like
fun.
And it's we did the deluxe one, so it's like you'll be making ravioli and spaghetti and all this stuff, and we love Italian food, so like who doesn't? But that's what we're doing the first day. And then the second day in Florence, we've got a couple of things that we're doing, but we're going to do like a tour of the Duomo, which is the big domed church that's there. And then we're also going to be going to a museum across the street, and then we're going to be going around just from that point, I figured we could just do our own.
Are you guys Catholic?
No, but I'm Episcopalian, which is basically
Are you really?
There's a lot of Catholicism, like that whole, obviously, Rome.
Yeah, so like if you don't know, the Episcopalian is basically the Anglican Church, which the Anglican Church is in England. Everywhere else, it's called Episcopal. So it's when Henry VIII couldn't get a divorce from the Pope.
It's like it's like
Catholic light.
It's like Catholic.
Pope.
It's like Catholic,
Catholic
but
light.
you're like okay with like modern times.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Pope. There's no Pope to rule us. They've kind of just changed with the times a little bit here and there.
Well, mine's gone. I really enjoyed it.
But after the pasta thing, I mentioned we're doing that, and I think the rest of the time in Florence, we're actually going to just kind of do it on our own. Go to Ponte Vecchio, the bridge that has the like buildings on it and stuff like that. In Venice, we're staying in a hotel that's right at the Rialto Bridge, which is the main bridge that everyone knows about over the Grand Canal, you know. And so we're going to be able to, I think, I don't know for sure, but hopefully look out our window at that bridge.
That's cool.
So I'm more excited about just having some time off. We're taking time. That time that we're off, we're taking Clyde to a trainer who is going to basically help build up his confidence and stuff like that. Then he's going to, when we get back, train us basically on the things that we need to make sure so he doesn't regress, that we do. And I'm horribly concerned about Trina not doing that. She thinks dogs are human. She talks to them like regular people, and she doesn't. She like is not very good at following. Like she's good at the basics of training a dog, but what she's not good at is providing those same levels of consistency that keep a dog trained in a good manner. You know what I mean?
Well, Bella's so well behaved too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's easy to like
Bella
take her for granted.
But she's a lab that was socialized from the early going, and Clyde is not. Clyde was 6 months before he was around humans, and that's like you've missed 4 of the good months of when they're supposed to build that. Whatever.
Get a little chip in the glass, by the way.
Is there?
A little teeny one.
Oh yeah, I had one that I felt a chip on mine too. It might have been this one actually.
That's very enjoyable. That very fine.
It is.
It's so easy to drink. Such an easy sipper. Have you ever had it before?
Once.
Here?
No.
So not around. Not with us.
It's yours. You gave me a sample of it.
Oh, okay. So you have had it through us. I didn't know if it. Okay.
It's delicious.
Very good.
What's up next here?
Yours, I think, because we don't want to go to high proof and then back down.
So I hope to God on your trip that you go out for like Italian food and they bring you out the big pottery with the wine in it and they're trying to pour it in your glass.
I've heard it's good no matter the region you're in.
What, the wine?
No, the food.
Oh, yeah,
Well, the wine's dirt cheap.
Well, here's the
food
thing.
Is also.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Even the bad wine is good in Italy.
That's how Spain was.
Like the red wine especially, like the bad wine is still good. So the thing I'm I don't want to say most excited about because I'm just excited about it. I have a buddy who lives in England, and I told him about this trip because he knew if I ever go to Europe, he's like, just let me know. We'll try to come down and join you. Mm-hmm. Him and his girlfriend are coming down and meeting us at the Amalfi Coast. He's going to fly into Naples. We're going to take the train down from Florence to Naples, rent a car, and then drive down to the Amalfi Coast from there.
Nice.
Very nice.
But before we do that, we're going to go to the original pizza shop in the world, the first ever in the world. That's in like Eat, Pray, Love or whatever the Julia Roberts movie is. I know it was a book before that as well, but we're going to go there. Then we're going to go to did you not get one?
Yours is right there.
Jackass.
He already poured his.
Seriously.
Just put your nose in there.
I will.
Put your fucking...
But he's going to join us when we go down there and stay with us while we're at the Amalfi Coast for 4 days. I haven't seen him in probably... He was in my wedding. Ooh. And I haven't seen him since probably 2 years after my wedding. He came through the United States. So, actually, that's not true. I saw him in like 2013 in England. I hung out with him for a few days while I was training. I forgot about that. But it's been a while since I've seen him. So
I bet there's some sweet Airbnbs out there, too. Like
we're staying in all hotels.
Yeah.
Just because we're moving so many times.
Yeah, I know you had said that. It made me think about being in Spain, and we stayed in this Airbnb. I think the door on it was older than our country in the States.
So when I did
really
this,
cool.
I contemplated that is cool. But I contemplated 2 different things. I contemplated picking a centralized location, staying in an Airbnb for 14 days, and then renting a car and driving everywhere we want to go. But then I was like, well, shit, a day trip to Venice would be like a 6-hour day trip.
Yeah.
And like we'd almost have to get a hotel room there while we still had our Airbnb. So I was like, while I could do that, I don't know that I wanted to do that.
We'll try to do like 3 days, 2 days, you know what I mean? And like pop
That's
around
what we're
Airbnbs.
doing. Well, you can do that, but I feel like that takes a lot more planning.
It's a lot of planning. And I don't do the planning.
Dude.
Anyway,
All right, let's nose this. We've got right now we have Woodford Reserve,
dark as
2025, double oaked in the glass. It is dark, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is 90.4 proof, right?
Yep.
Just like their standard stuff minus their batch.
It should be called,
man, the nose on this is so stupid.
The legs on it are fantastic.
It should
too.
be called double butterscotch.
Just like Tyler.
It
That
is
is-
straight butterscotch. You are 100% correct. I get a freaking slap to the face of butterscotch in the nose. That is
This is one of the most pungent noses
In a good way.
Fucking
Yeah.
ever.
The last time I nosed a bourbon like this was when Jason brought over his Still Austin that one
Oh
time.
yeah, that was a very pungent nose, but in a good way too. This is like so butterscotch. You are right. I almost can't get anything else because of all the butterscotch.
I know. I need a cleanse on the nose.
My God, that is such a good
The
nose.
mouth on it is just. I mean,
Well, I would imagine after being in oak
Jesus.
for that long, and then putting it into a new oak barrel for again, like 2 years or something like that. I can't imagine it.
Did
not
it say if
being.
that second one was heat cycled as well?
Does Woodford, do they heat cycle? They do, don't they?
Somewhat. I don't know.
I think Jason mentioned that. That's why he gets that acetone on
Yeah.
because the batch proof, he says sometimes he'll get that acetone.
But I just
on
didn't know if that second barrel was just like if they had a rick house somewhere. I don't know.
You almost don't want to heat cycle that second one, in my opinion, because
I agree. Yeah.
it'll impart way too much oak in that case, and it'll become tannic
Like
as opposed
Texas
to
whiskey.
sweet. Oh fuck, that is good.
Yeah.
So
Damn,
I can
this is really good, man.
pretty confidently say that this has to be one of
$200 bottle, right?
Yeah.
It is
And it's,
200.
and it's a 700 milliliter bottle. So any buyer's remorse whatsoever.
First off, it was a gift.
Oh, so none.
So none.
All right. So
Sec-
go on with what you were going to say.
Second off, I was about to say I think this is the best tasting 90 proof or like relatively low proof that I can think of off the top of my head.
Probably the most viscous of that proof range
Yeah.
I've ever had.
Yeah. The viscosity, but also just the flavors that come through.
It's very complex for a 90 proofer.
Like
Very
if
complex.
you blind taste test this to blends, you're gonna
Oh, fuck,
choose
yeah.
this.
But
Fucking,
you're also paying $130 more.
correct.
But well, if you buy it MSRP, that is, because you might pay
But-
$200 for
So
a
when you
blends.
said buyer's remorse, I'll say this. Usually that proof for that dollar price, it's like a fucking
and for 50 milliliters less.
yeah, it's just a no. Like
Yeah,
you're like
right. No, that's why
No.
I kind of held
if
off
there's
as well.
if there's a bottle that justifies it, it's probably this one.
And it was in Ohio this last weekend,
Yeah.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, did Jeff get one?
He did.
I thought he did.
Yeah. Okay.
He did.
Okay.
How much are the 375s when they came out in the distillery?
They were, I think, around 100.
Okay,
Maybe
so it
75,
checks.
something like
but
that.
you're getting 50 less milliliters, like you said.
Well, I mean, that's just probably so that they can do an international release for all of it,
Yeah.
I imagine. And I don't remember. This one was a gift from me, to be honest. So I don't know how much this cost. Scott Burr actually gave me this bottle.
I like
Bree
Scott.
knows that too. Like
The nose is
it
ridiculous.
doesn't go away. It doesn't go away.
The nose
That's-
is so butterscotch. Like it's almost probably ruining me for the night for anything else.
Yeah.
So-
It's almost like
so
a
when
dessert.
you said I thought that in my mind because when you're like, hey, let's put this next because of the proof.
Yeah, we'll be
What
fine with the
Yeah,
batch proof.
I
We'll
thought
be
about
fine.
it and I was like, but it's more of like a finished. It tastes like a finished.
Well, it is technically kind of a
Yes.
finished, even though it's still bourbon because it's a second new oak barrel. It does kind of come off because it's a toasted, barrel. It's there's something about.
Can you imagine this paired with like a s'more dessert?
Oh yeah. Well, think about regular double oak. It's
gonna
almost
save
like a
this
dessert
and
too.
finish
Yeah.
with that.
So
for real.
price point wise, when I think about this, and I think about something else that might be toasted, I'm just going to throw a bottle out there. I haven't really been thinking
Tyler's
about it very
toasted.
long. Michter's toasted. Because that's
Tyler's toasted.
Tyler is not toasted yet.
No.
96 proof for the Michters, right? This is
Yeah.
90 proof. I prefer this. I really do.
How do
the
you-
Michter's toasted?
You know what?
Well,
tastes
here's
very
the thing:
similar?
is this isn't the same every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I've had some Michter's toasted that's out fucking standing.
Yeah. Of course. Something that might be close is Peerless's.
Oh fuck yeah.
But their double oaked is more spicy.
Yeah.
But it's still very complex.
Yeah.
I will say what ruined me for a minute on double oaked was Woodford, because I thought all double oaked were going to be a sweet kind of desserty finish, and then I started getting to double oaked, and I was like, oh, none of these are sweet like that. None of these they're all kind of spicy.
Except for this one.
The Woodford double oaked and double oaked are not like that at all.
Yeah.
All the rest of the double oaks you try out there are not
You
like
think it's
this.
because it's a light char?
I'd say no. It's a toasted and
Most double oaks
And
are
char.
like that heavy toast light char.
Yeah.
1 or 2 char.
Okay.
But Peerless is also barrel proof always. So you got to keep that in mind. It's going to be 110, 111 proof.
Dude, those are some of my
I wonder
favorites.
if you proofed it down to
the
90,
barrel proof
if it
rye.
would lose some of that spice.
maybe could be. It'd be worth trying out just to see
Sure.
What are you getting on the mouth?
the palate or just the mouthfeel.
That's what I mean.
The palate.
Palate.
Oh, it's very viscous, thick, honey. You
Yeah.
know,
I get
Gross s'mores.
I get some more of the s'mores. No, but I get some more of the butterscotch in the palate. But it's very viscous. It is very. There's brown sugar. There's a lot of stuff going on in the.
For a 90.4 proof, it's oily.
That's what I'm saying. It's the most viscous 90
Yeah.
proof I've ever had.
I mean,
and it's got a lot of
lasts.
layers and a complexity that you wouldn't normally get from a 90 proof. That's
Yeah.
been.
It gets sweeter and fruitier as it goes to the back on
Yeah.
the finish.
Yeah, it's not a long finish, but the finish that is there
Very
is
not
still
just-
complex. It's just weird. It's
not
not.
there for a long time.
Yeah, it's not
There
like
for
a
good
hug. It's not like a Kentucky hug. It's like a. I don't know. You're right though. Like it does finish in a way that doesn't give you that warm feeling in the chest, but the back
But
of
it
the tongue you're
stays.
getting sweetness for some reason, which you shouldn't be getting sweetness on the back of your tongue, but we are. Like it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. You've got some untapped glasses, right?
I do. Yeah,
So
there's.
do
I have 4 of them.
3.
Hey,
Okay.
this is my very first taste of double oak.
You've never had double oaked. You're a
Same for
virgin.
me. We
Oh,
both
really?
popped our cherries.
I did not know that.
Cherry Bros.
I thought you did a double oaked on an episode with us.
I don't know. Maybe I'm
We've
lying.
had
I don't
this.
remember.
On an episode.
Okay, I lied. Sorry,
this is
JD.
my first one.
No, you may not have had it, but we've had double oaked on an episode from 2019.
I can't remember if I'm being.
That's
You
why
should
this
be
is
sorry.
so empty. Is we've done this on an episode before.
Sorry, JD.
We high five. You should be sorry.
It's okay. I mean, we were Eskimo brothers.
We were for
Heyo.
a second.
Eskimo, is it brothers or cousins? Eskimo brothers, right?
We called it brothers.
Where you
Eskimo
slept
relative?
with the same person.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Did you ever watch The League?
So I would say like the first 3 episodes, and then I just
Oh my God, are you kidding me? It's one of the
Yeah.
best shows ever.
yeah,
And you know why that show stopped being on the air?
no clue.
One of the main characters claimed he was in the towers on 9/11,
Oh,
and he wasn't.
that was the fantasy football.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, just making sure.
And
Yes.
that show was great. Taco created he's one of the characters on the show. He's kind of the dumbass on the show, but he slept with everybody, and he created a Eskimo Brothers database.
Nice.
So you could kind of keep track of the people you slept with and
Yeah.
see who you're Eskimo Brothers with.
That's funny.
And it became a thing on the show. Like they'd go to a bar. Oh, we're Eskimo. It was pretty funny. It was a pretty interesting, funny kind of thing.
My wife might text Brett
She's-
now.
she
and
Eskimo
say,
brothers.
Who did you guys sleep with?
She's like, do I need to level
Danielle,
this?
you're the person. That's why we're Eskimo
do you
brothers.
not remember?
Did you not remember?
Wow, that's insulting.
I was tied
You
up
said
in
it
a
was
corner.
great.
How could you?
You
am I
told
not
me was
rememberable?
great, and you sent me a gift basket.
Little bourbons to go home.
Are these shooters?
That's funny.
You know, it's funny. All the whiskey I drink when I'm on the golf course, I drink Fireball shooters.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I do.
Especially in
That's
the summer when it's hot out.
Yeah.
I will say this: when we went to Jack Daniel's, the Jack Daniel's Fire that they put in our
Oh,
cider and
yeah.
hot chocolate was freaking
It
phenomenal.
was really good. I might get a bottle of that.
I was just telling someone that the other day. Oh, it was I was telling Buckeye, Flying Buckeye.
That's a very wintry though to me,
No.
fall wintry thing. Is it not?
Springish too, probably.
For
Anytime
cinnamon
it's-
and- okay.
It was interesting. It's like their version of, Fireball, but they put it into. You had a choice when you were doing your tour of hot chocolate or cider.
Christ, that is thick.
and I did hot chocolate. Everyone else did cider, and my hot chocolate was freaking phenomenal.
I would have probably done hot
My
chocolate
cider
as well.
was so
Right?
good.
I think I would have done hot chocolate.
And it was so good.
I enjoyed the cider. I really did.
But you like Dickens cider usually,
I do
right?
Dickens is my favorite brand.
Yeah, and then because they added alcohol, it was hard Dickens cider, right?
Yeah, it's hard Dickens
hard.
cider.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tyler, I don't think I've ever seen you make
Tyler,
that face.
Our golf trip this coming
It's like
fall
he laughed, but he didn't
to
want to
Michigan?
laugh. Was the face he made?
Parmenters.
Of course.
We used to have these
maybe
big
Guernseys
bands
again.
when I was in my
Yeah.
fraternity in college. And one year, the band was called Cider, literally just CIDER. So we had all these shirts made. We were the Delts, and it said Delts and Cider. And it was a pretty iconic shirt back in the day.
I'm sure it was. I would have loved to have been able to make those shirts for you.
I would have loved that as well.
What do you get on the nose on this? So right now we're doing the Woodford Reserve Batch Proof, which I believe is from 2024, and it's 119.5 proof.
I'm getting something weird. I really enjoy the nose. I'm picking up a weird note. That
on the nose, right?
on the nose, it's like grape bubble gum.
You're gonna call me crazy.
But grape bubble gum.
Yeah.
I get that.
So
Like bubble tape.
but it's grape bubble gum.
But yeah, grape bubble
Yes,
tape.
yes.
Grape,
absolutely.
Grape. I agree, 100%.
I am impressed that you guys agree with me because I was like, this is
No,
weird,
no.
It is interesting because I was thinking bubble gum-ish, but I didn't want to say it.
but yeah.
But then you said grape, and I was like, oh, that's
it's
what
grape
it
bubble
is.
gum.
It's like grape Big League Chew
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
bubble tape or something like that.
Which that isn't offensive to me. Just original bubblegum flavor is very offensive. Don't like it. But like grape bubblegum isn't that bad.
It's like
No,
Hubba Bubba.
Yeah,
I know
all
what
that.
you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Like when I go to the dentist, they're like, "Do you want bubblegum or mint?" I'm like, "Ma'am, I am over 40. Give me the mint."
Give me the mint.
Is that
With
how that
chocolate.
works?
In my mind, I don't know.
I mean,
But she said,
because I think a lot of kids fucking like mint.
I'll take the cotton candy.
she said the old people love bubblegum. She said, "Oh,
Yeah,
because I was
that's
like,
what I was gonna say.
I was like, does anybody get bubblegum?" She was like, "The elderly
because
love
it's
bubblegum."
nostalgic, probably. To them.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
If they had cotton candy, I'd choose that.
Oh.
If they had ass flavor, Tyler would choose that.
Is he an ass man?
Ass man. Have you seen the? I think it's Roback, right? The shirts that are the license plates from Seinfeld that say "Ass Man."
Oh, that's funny. I haven't
pretty
seen
sure.
that.
Yeah, I've seen
I haven't
those.
seen
yeah.
They need
I
to.
think it's them.
They need to come back with Big Johnson shirts.
Oh,
I used to have so
I
many
think
of
they
those.
still have those. If you go to like Myrtle Beach or like other places
Yeah.
that no one else would go to except for white trash,
Those were
I
great.
think they have.
Daytona.
Yeah.
I think they still have Big Johnson
Sorry,
shirts.
Daytona.
Sorry, white trash.
No, can I tell you a quick story?
Yes,
So
please do.
I recently connected with an old
Buckle up,
baseball
everybody.
teammate of mine from high school.
Baseball
And-
teammate?
Yeah, baseball. From
All right.
travel baseball way back in the day. My buddy Casey reached out, and we've been talking a lot of whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Did he hear about you from us?
He didn't know about the podcast.
Did you
No,
get
I've-
him to the podcast?
I've gotten him to there.
Steer
Yeah.
him here.
And,
Tell him to subscribe
absolutely.
and download all the episodes right away.
I just sent him an 8 sample blind with a nice letter.
That was
and
really
close.
nice with
Aw,
you.
that's so
And
fucking sweet of you.
I need to get
Hey,
another.
I still haven't gotten my Bourbon Social.
You haven't gotten that yet?
No, from winning the
James
Super Bowl.
James LaCory.
Yeah, from winning the Super Bowl closest to the score.
You asked for a blind.
Yeah, I told him. He said, "Oh yeah, I'll put it in an envelope, and so and then you guys can do it on an episode." I still haven't received it.
I follow through, and so I gave him 8 samples of some good stuff. I asked him what his favorites were, and based on his list of 5, I tried to send things in accordance to maybe some of those profiles. But I sent him. I gave him my Squatty Potty, so I'll have to get another one from here. But,
You're such a giver, JD.
Yeah, you're such a
With the
giver of
Bourbon
my
Hunters.
stuff.
That's fucking funny.
So if Ronald just texted me, he says, "I can't stop laughing at this."
The sticker's great.
The sticker is awesome. Have you saw it?
I saw it in our chat. Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was great.
Right?
It's how do I
you
want to say
look
this?
at
Like
it
the transparency of it. It's not like you took like Windows Paint and like cut out his head and like copy pasted it, right?
Right.
Like it blends in.
Yeah, it looks
There's
like it's part of the. So
a gradient sort of looking
There's
for.
a
There's like a
progression.
gradient.
If you look there, like, and
Yeah.
then you look at the next one, his
Yeah.
tone looks more like Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
So just what we're talking about right now is the pick that we're doing
For
Jack Daniels. We Ronald Rankin went with us. If you've ever known Ronald Rankin from any of the forums,
Is it 3:00?
So he went with us, and he was in and out. He had to be in, and he had to leave quickly. So we called the pick Ron in 60 seconds.
Because he was there for a minute.
And then he was gone.
And he's gone.
And I made the sticker look like the Gone in 60 Seconds movie poster, if you will. And I think I did a pretty good job with it. I replaced Angelina Jolie, much to your chagrin, JD, with the statue.
It's like the only movie I think she's really attractive in.
Gia.
She's very...
Watch Gia.
Tomb Raider too.
No. Watch Gia.
Oh, yeah, Tomb Raider.
Watch Gia.
But her titties aren't triangles like the PlayStation 1.
Watch Gia.
Gia. Okay.
It's just GIA, I believe.
Is that the model from France or whatever?
And she plays it, and she's naked pretty much the whole time. But I replaced her with the Jack Daniels statue.
The one I was hanging on.
Right, that you were not happy I replaced. But I feel like I did a pretty good job.
No,
I replaced
great.
Nicolas Cage's face with Ronald Rankin's face.
You got the bottle.
Yeah, and the bottle's there instead of a car. It looks pretty good, I think. And so that's going to be the sticker for that release.
And you kept the writing. What I really liked the best was in place of a film by, it says a Jack Daniels selection.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if
I'm a
anyone
big
was going to catch
movie
that.
buff
Yeah,
and-
me too. Yeah, me too. And I didn't know how many people would catch that, so I left that in there as well. So yeah, Jack Daniels selection. So that was I was just playing around with that, and that's what I ended up with. And I'm pretty proud of it, actually. But Ronald keeps texting me. He's like, I can't stop laughing about this.
I haven't heard from Ron since, so blink twice if you're still alive.
Yeah. All right. So what do we get on the nose? We already said a little bit of the grape.
I get some coffee.
It was great bubble gum for
I
me.
get some coffee on this one.
On the flavor or the nose?
Yeah, on the palate.
Okay. I'm going to
Palate.
dive in.
I was going to say on the nose, the grape bubble tape, I get that. But I also get like Raisin Bran.
Let's see that.
I get a little
Raisin
bit of
Bran.
coffee, like you said.
I can get the Raisin Bran.
Yeah, the
Like
raisin.
the granola crunch.
Yeah.
Which, you know,
Raisin Bran Crunch.
So
raisins are dehydrated grapes. Makes sense.
but when
Yep.
you bite into a granola bran, cereal thing or whatever, that
Raisins.
burst of flavor that you get when you bite into the granola, I'm getting that in the flavor. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. I get that.
I do get raisin bran now that you say that.
It's isn't 2 scoops.
Yeah.
Two fucking scoops.
I prefer 3.
Yeah, I mean, I always so like the bottom of my Raisin Bran box was always raisinless.
Because you picked all the raisins?
I would try to get more raisins and I would mix it up and get as many raisins as I could because the raisins would fall to the bottom. So if you
Yeah.
scooped instead of poured from the bottom, that was the way I would get my.
My Lucky Charms are marshmallows at the bottom.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
All those little crusty ass dehydrated marshmallows.
they were so
They
great
were
in
so
milk,
good at
right?
the time.
What about the hot cocoa marshmallows, like dehydrated in the packet?
Yeah.
Those little mini things.
But when you
fucking terrible.
rehydrate them,
So
when you rehydrate
terrible.
them, they're okay. But that's when you take the marshmallow cream and just throw a dollop of marshmallow cream on the top of your hot chocolate. That's the
Or
best.
Tennessee Fire now.
Tennessee Fire. That will be in my hot chocolate moving forward.
You know, my Instagram might be jacked up because of all the reels I get from Tyler.
Oh, he's messed up. He has messed up all of our algorithms.
That's
I was scrolling through my reels and a chick with 3 titties popped up.
He has single-handedly
I'm like,
messed
3?
up all of our algorithms.
I have to get on Instagram. I haven't seen that.
It's from
just 3.
Total Recall.
Total Recall.
How do you tune in Tokyo?
Well, you have to use your mouth and your 2 hands.
Man, I got to remember which 80s
Ooh,
movies that
speaking
is.
Is that a
of
down
Tune in-
Periscope?
Speaking of Tune in Tokyo, this week when we were, we had some people over for Theo's birthday, and someone had mentioned Key and Peele, and so pulled up some Key and Peele skits, but they also pulled up like the old like Coach Hines Mad TV. Fucking hilarious.
They are.
But there's one Coach Hines skit where he's what's his name? David
Schwimmer?
no
Chappelle?
no the Asian comedian David
Shit. I know who you're talking about. It's not Aang. What is his name? David. It's not David Lee.
Bobby Lee. Sorry, not
Bobby
David.
Lee.
Sorry, not David.
Yeah, I was
Bobby
like,
Lee.
Bobby
You had me.
Yeah, Bobby
thinking-
Lee.
So I was half right and you were half right.
Yeah. Bobby
Actually,
Lee.
you were 0% right.
I was
'Cause
0%.
you said
right.
David
Yeah.
who?
Correct. Thank you for the false confidence.
David Lee.
So Bobby Lee's on there, and it's when he's fucking
Listen,
young.
I had like an 80% chance by using the last name.
I mean, yeah.
Or Kim.
and
Right, that was a 20% other.
he says something, and he comes over, he's like, and he like pretends like fucking pinch his nipples, like, oh, tune in Tokyo. Like, fucking right to Bobby Lee. I wanted to fucking cry. Tune in Tokyo.
Bobby
to an
Lee
Asian
is
person.
hilarious.
He is really fun.
But the fuck, I don't know if it's Keel or Peel, but
Anyone else got that?
It's Keen.
Keel or Peel. Keel or Peel.
Key and Peel.
I think it's Keen.
It's Key
Key and Peel.
and Peel,
Oh,
but
I
you
thought
said
Keen.
Keel the first
Oh,
time.
did I?
I always
It's
put
Key
an
and-
N on
it's
the
Key
end
and
of it.
Peel.
Why is it a Keen?
Key and Peel.
It's Key and Peel, but you said Keel the first time.
Oh, okay.
That's why I laughed.
My apologies for
It's okay.
not having the most punctual fucking
It's
language.
fair enough. Fair enough.
Who's the guy, the redhead that Bobby Lee is always doing?
Andrew Santino?
Yeah.
Santino.
He's so fuck. He's funny. Insane.
I mean, when he taps that little gong,
Oh, he is so good, and he does.
Bobby Mom calling.
I mean,
He's like, did you have to do the accent? Like,
You're not Asian.
it's pretty funny. All right, so
Big
final
Bobby Ree
thoughts.
fan.
Final thoughts on the batch proof.
While it is good, it is my least favorite of the three so far.
That's a hot
Really?
take. Really
I
hot
think so. I said it's good.
Yeah, no,
But it's my least
take. What's your
favorite.
favorite of the night?
The double.
The
I
double
agree.
double is my favorite as well.
Same.
I agree.
But I don't know that I don't like this better than the very fine rare.
Really?
The very fine rare is just very mild. It's
I would-
good. There's
I would
nothing
want a
wrong with
blind.
it.
The tannin. I like the tannins in it.
In the very fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a tonight
No,
thing. Tomorrow
no.
I might feel different, but
No.
tonight I'm enjoying the.
I know what you're saying, and I agree with you. I've always enjoyed the very fine rare, but it's just not the very fine rare to me. What it lacks is that punch of like, "Hey, I'm here."
Yeah.
It's just a very mild,
It's the
easy
proof.
sipper. You
Yeah,
know what
the
I mean?
proof is
And
lower.
I think you're right. It's the proof, and I think if it were, that's the thing that has always irritated me about Woodford Reserve. Is are you sure it wouldn't have tasted better at 95 proof or 98 proof? Like putting it in a box and making everything be 90.4 proof. Is that really the best choice?
It's kind of like the whiskey's
For
balls
flavor?
never dropped.
Yeah. No. Like.
Jesus. What the fuck, man? I've always got to edit his shit. No, that's all right. That
But you know what I'm
that
saying?
was not out of
you
bounds.
know, I know what I'm saying.
I know what you're
though.
saying.
It's like it's not like man.
Right, that's
It's
what I
not-
mean. It's just
It's
easy.
boyish.
It's good. It's easy to sip, but it just doesn't have that punch to me.
They just came out with that chocolate whisper,
Which is a
Redux.
high proof.
139 point
Right.
Shit.
something. Almost
Was
hazmat.
it that
Yeah,
high?
so that's almost hazmat.
It's 139 point something.
But that's my point. Like,
It's going for like 250.
why did they all of a sudden decide that needs
For a
to be high proof?
375.
It's not a batch
250 for-
proof. Wow. Like, why did that have to be high proof?
I think Elizabeth McCall heard me say, "Why is it always got to be 90.4
Right. Well,
proof?"
Jason's been bitching about it for years too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people have, to be honest. I mean, there are plenty of Woodford homers out there who enjoy the 90.4 proof, and that's fine. That's great. But you can't convince me that everything you've released has been best at 90.4 proof.
Well, Chris Morris is also probably stubborn in his ways in a sense.
Well,
right?
there's a tradition
In
involved
tradition
with the 90.4.
Woodford, right?
There's a tradition there.
But Elizabeth McCall's younger.
My thought process would be, okay, great. Let's follow tradition. Let's do what, tradition, calls for. But if the better taste is at a different proof, should we always force it to 90.4? That's my question. And
Taste is subjective, though.
No, but I can't believe anybody out there thinks that, oh my God, this all tastes the best at 90.4. No one thinks that.
Agree.
As subjective as taste is, no one out there thinks, oh my God, 90.4 is the what's the oh shit, the ratio, the sound ratio that everyone says is like the magic damn it.
The brown note.
Frequency.
The brown note.
No, frequency or something like that. It's like the golden frequency. And everything has moved down to a different frequencies. And so like there's like a conspiracy out there about like the golden frequency is this, and everyone moved down to this. Oh. And everything now is basically revolves around that frequency. I think it's frequency. I think that's the right term. I'm not an audiophile, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
You're some kind of file.
My point is, dick. My point is that 90.4 is not the golden fucking proof.
No.
Agree.
That's all I'm saying.
Why even have a 0.4? Make it 90.
I wonder where the 0.4 is coming from.
There's something in tradition about it, and I don't remember what it is. There's a reason everything's 90.4, but it irritates me. It's just like you can't tell me that everything you release is best at 90.4, that it wasn't better at 95 or 98 or 101 or whatever the case may be. And or even maybe 89 this time. Yeah, but
agree.
It's just frustrating to me because you're painting yourself into a box that I don't think is necessarily required. And I don't think anyone would care if you decided to say, hey, this one's 95 because we tasted it and holy shit, 95 proof is where it's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you think that now there's this whole mystique now, like, oh, they released 139 Chocolate Whisperito.
Right. Why wasn't that one 90.4?
Are they going to have a 120 proof next?
I hope so.
You know?
I hope so. But why wasn't that at 90.4?
Right.
I mean, the only thing that isn't traditionally is their batch proof. So that's all. That's my soapbox. I'm off of it for the second time tonight. Tyler is still on his phone though. Are we boring you, Tyler?
Are you studying?
Dad.
Are you looking up stuff for like Woodford?
No, he's just bored. No, he's looking up the three boobs on Instagram.
Oh yeah, he got intrigued.
He's the one who sent it out, so I don't.
Yeah.
He's the one who messed up your algorithm. All right.
What's your order, Tyler?
Hey.
Oh,
same as yours.
Yeah.
Oh, so you like the very fine old rare better than
second? And the batch
place.
was third for you.
Okay.
I'm with dude. I like the double 1, the batch proof 2, and.
But I would like you said, very fine, very rare in the batch proof as a blind.
Agree. A blind.
I mean, you're going to know which one's which is the problem.
Yeah,
because of the proof difference. You know what I mean?
Unless if it's a blind that we don't even.
You don't even know what the distiller is. Yes.
All I got to do is smell it.
Yeah. But if you don't know what the distiller is
but even as a blind, I'll still be able to better put them together.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. You're not wrong, but you're also not right. It's fine. What have you guys been up to? We haven't. I've flapped off about Italy for 20 minutes tonight. What do you guys got going on? We haven't recorded in a minute.
On a Friday or
what the hell just happened? Did you just have a stroke?
Yeah, I did.
Somebody making toast?
I'm going to Florida Friday.
This Friday.
That was a tongue twister.
What are you doing in Florida?
So this will be the second year that I use
your rewards,
my fucking hotel rewards to stay at the.
You going to the same place you went to last time?
Correct. The Clearwater
Even after
Beach.
they fucked you over and you had to go through all those hoops.
Well, yes.
This is Hilton, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No issues so far this year.
Yeah.
And the last person I got was super helpful in just rearranging some things. And he was like, hey, I see you have a trip coming up. Let me switch the points in your free room so that you actually save it from this one to the one that you're going to in Florida. And he's like, let me put in there for an upgrade to suite. So I was like, cool.
For this trip right now.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So, but here's the thing, and
so you're going to Clearwater?
Clearwater, correct.
And you're staying in a Hilton.
Correct.
And
it's a resort.
But it's a hotel.
Not, yes.
But it's what? Like it's not like an efficiency that has like a kitchenette or anything, right? It's just a standard hotel room?
Standard hotel room,
okay.
Correct.
But you don't have kids with you, so that's probably not important, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Refrigerator at least?
Maybe none of this is important to me.
It is to me. I really enjoy a refrigerator at a hotel so that I can get like some Gatorades and some waters and some whatever, Celsius, whatever I wanted just to have and not have to like go search for. I'll go get them on the first day and then leave them for the weekend.
Yeah, maybe.
So for me, that's kind of important, but it's not like make or break. But it's important for me to just kind of have that as a convenience.
I thought they had 2 pools. They had a nice little gym in there. My favorite part is they have a tiki bar out on the beach. So like if you're laying on the beach, you just walk to the tiki hut bar.
And they don't have like waitresses that walk around to you.
No, it's not.
And you've stayed here before, like last year, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. And we're just doing Friday afternoon through Monday afternoon, so it's a super short one. We're always on.
Jillian's used to that.
Hey, let me ask you guys this real quick. I know that
And we fly nonstop on Allegiant.
Spirit. Oh.
Allegiant goes from Rickenbacker nonstop directly to Clearwater. Not even.
I've never
Tampa.
flown out of Rickenbacker. How is that?
It's
Easy
fine.
as fuck?
Yeah, easy as fuck.
There's not a shuttle. You just like take your bags to the gate.
I've never been on a shuttle at Columbus.
It's one
Really?
one gate.
Oh, you park in the
A
garage.
shuttle? Oh,
Or the
yeah,
buses.
I park in the garage. Yeah, I always park in the garage. I'm not a peasant.
Yeah. Except on a long trip, that can get fucking.
I still
that'd be like
never-
fucking $100.
Depends on who's paying for it.
100, 200, yeah.
Because when I get
exactly.
back, I just want to fucking go home.
That's true.
I will pay the difference.
So, the nice thing about Rickenbacker, literally, it's a parking lot. You walk in, it's even without TSA, it's 5 minutes because everyone's on the same flight, and it's one terminal, and it's like 2x.
So it's just one terminal.
One terminal, and it's 2.
So everyone you're going through
It's-
security with is for the same flight.
Correct.
Oh,
Correct. There's no
So they
like
don't have pre
there's
or
a
anything like
snack
that?
shop, but that's it.
yeah.
But the nice thing is it's a direct
Can
flight.
you get alcohol before you get on the plane?
I don't
think so.
remember. I don't remember.
You don't think so?
The last time I had strep throat, so it wasn't even a
Right.
You can get.
Is that why you kept asking me to jizz in your mouth to like
Sure.
coat
You
your
could
throat?
get. I do remember you could get some beers.
Like out of a cooler or something like that?
Maybe.
I talked about
Homeless guy with
your
cooler.
shit.
Yeah.
So let me ask you
don't
this.
even fly into Tampa. You fly into Clearwater,
Right.
Which is across the pond.
Yeah. Which is the city you're going to.
Exactly.
So that's perfect.
Is the pond clear?
The pond is clear. But here's the thing
water's
with
clear.
Allegiant.
I don't know about the pond.
Allegiant has like one flight
There's
a
a
day.
pool and a pond. The pond's good for you.
and
Yeah.
while it is nonstop, there's like one flight a day, and sometimes it's not every single day.
What's the one that just went out of business? Is it Spirit? Or not out of business, but they are declaring bankruptcy. I think it's Spirit. It might be Allegiant. No,
Maybe it's Spirit. I don't
because
know.
they Allegiant tried to buy Spirit. Spirit said no. Spirit went out. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
They lost the spirit.
No, I think there was a non-approval of a merger. Between
There was.
Like
There
JetBlue
was.
and Spirit.
Well, no, it was Allegiant. Allegiant offered to buy Spirit. Spirit said no.
I'm pretty sure it was JetBlue.
JetBlue, you're right. I'm saying Allegiant tried to buy Spirit. Spirit
okay.
said no. JetBlue was blocked, I think.
Yeah. So we're stuck with a 4:30 flight to 6:30, and then Monday it's like noon home. I just wanted
What's wrong with any of that?
Last year it was just we got in there maybe late Thursday and we left late Friday, or late Sunday, so it gave more of a 3-day.
Sure.
So we got
Like,
all
it
day
feels like a
Friday,
full
all day
3-day.
Saturday, and we laid on the beach until like
A lot of places
fucking
will allow
2
you to
o'clock
like
on Sunday.
stow your
Yes.
bags and still use
Yeah.
the facilities.
So now we're gonna get in there at basically like to our hotel maybe 7:30 on Friday, and then it's all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and then maybe some morning beach time on Monday. That's it.
let me ask this question for everybody. The women in this that actually listen to our podcast can pause or just skip this probably skip ahead for 2 or 3 minutes. When you schedule your vacations with your lady friend or your wife, 3 of us have wives, 1 has a lady friend, do you take their cycle into consideration?
They probably take it in consideration more than I do.
But who plans the trip?
I would say a few things factor it. So my next trip is a work, like piggyback trip, but most often I would say it is a we plan trip. But that's kind of a lie because last time when we went to Spain, that was based on a wedding.
Sure, no,
but a wedding's like one day,
count.
so
That's
you
an
like
event based off of something that was pre-scheduled.
Yeah.
So,
but most often she's more concerned about it than I am.
Well, because she wants to get laid on the
Well,
trip,
that and she's
right?
like, I don't want to be on my period at the beach. I don't want to be on my period hiking in the mountains.
I don't want to be on my
Yeah.
period when we're trying to have sex.
I don't even
on
know if
vacation.
it's like in full like seriousness. Like I don't even know. Like I'm sure sex plays a part, but I think other things play a part more than the sex because of cramps, period farts, period poops.
sure.
It's all real. The female
But-
listeners will fucking agree with me.
But
100%.
hey, on the
100%.
opposite side of that, we were talking about this because last year we went on this vacation sick, and
Oh, that's right.
yeah, I'd fucking
Because you had strep.
She
What did
strep.
she have?
She had strep.
You both had strep.
Yes.
And
That's
you still
but you didn't
went?
know you had strep until you got there, right?
Yes.
So
because
she had
we
strep.
both felt like we had glass shards.
That's
in our throat.
right. That's
And,
right. I
and the
and the
remember
day
that.
was rainy, and we're like,
But
we
you still
might
had
as
a
well
decent
fucking-
trip, right?
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yes. It was fantastic.
But you had to go to the
we went to
the urgent care
we went
down
to like,
there, right?
Yeah, we went to like the urgent care, like some doctor because we're like, well, it's fucking rainy and windy right now, like, and it literally felt like glass shards in our throat. So we're like, might as well. And thank God we did because by day 3 we felt. Day 2, the next day, way better. Day 3, even more better. So.
You know, fun fact, I don't get strep. I'm a carrier.
Yeah.
I've never had strep either. I'm probably a carrier.
You can
too.
look for it. Like just take a flashlight and look in someone's back
Yeah.
one's throat. And you see those little white patchy things. I'm not being like funny or whatever, but that's strep. It's super
Yeah.
easy to diagnose.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
very easy.
You just have
White-
someone like stick out their tongue and
Yep.
go and
White
then you do with a
spots.
flashlight. If you
Is
see
that
white
why
spots.
they have you do?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right,
Well, when you
yeah.
do that,
Literally a swab.
it lowers your tongue and it lifts your uvula, so you can see it.
It's speed bag.
Not vulvula, but uvula.
But anyway, dude.
Speed bag.
Two
anyway,
different
dude.
things.
Yeah.
Jillian
Similar
had a good
spelling.
point of like, if you are going to be sick or in discomfort, would you, at least in my stage, would you rather be home with your kids sick and discomfort, or would you rather be on a beach?
Oh, fucking beach all the time.
yeah.
Exactly.
Sick, you can still lay on the beach and
Yes.
enjoy yourself.
But to your
while
point, you
you're
can
not enjoying
plan
yourself.
around this.
Yeah.
So, but
But sickness.
also,
You can't plan around
I know,
sickness.
I know.
My question still
If
stands.
you're gonna feel like shit, you might as well do it on the beach.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that probably also encompasses period.
Sure. Yeah.
Get it. I get
Like,
it.
would Jess rather fucking?
But
I mean,
here's the
I've-
thing:
yeah.
women
Yeah.
have to deal with other women and judging and all that stuff.
Yes, agree. Yeah.
One of the best scenes from Eat, Pray, Love is when Julia Roberts is in that pizza shop that we were talking about in Naples, and they're eating pizza, and she's with her girlfriend, and the girlfriend's like, "Ah, this is so good, I don't want to eat anymore." She's like, "I'm already getting a muffin top," and Julia Roberts is like, "Listen, have you ever decided to give yourself to a man?" Got naked and the man's like, "Okay, no, I'm good. I'm leaving."
Yeah.
No. So
Yeah.
the girl's like, "Oh, that's a good point." So she
good
goes
point.
ahead and eats the pizza,
Yeah.
right? So, but my point is that women, when they're on their period, a lot of times feel bloated, they feel fat, they feel whatever. Even
Yeah.
though they don't look any different to us, they feel different.
Sure.
So I just was wondering how often, and sometimes that then goes to their psyche of whether or not they feel sexy, whether or not they want to have sex,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Well,
Every man will Tucker Max through it.
yeah.
They will
Soccer
100%.
Max.
So
Hampton Inn.
the older I get, the more I am a yes. So
that you are concerned about that because you want to go on vacation, no kids around.
Correct.
You want to have sex.
yes.
Understood.
Yeah.
I'm not judging or anything. I was just asking.
Jillian's
because
actually probably like, fuck, I'm on my period. He can leave me alone and I just fucking read a book for 3 days.
She plans it on her period.
Yes, yeah. So she's probably the fucking
she
opposite.
wants to go
Yes,
on her
exactly.
period.
She's like, thank God, thank God.
I don't have to deal with this fucker
Yes.
breathing on top
Yeah.
of me.
I've been
Yeah.
pissed every
Over
time.
east.
All 220 pounds of him breathing on top of me.
There's
So-
a Dane Cook skit where he's like sweating like Shaq at the free or the free
throw
throw line.
So
That's funny.
I will say, there's other things I plan around it, like when's our free time, like, hey, we have to go this week. But my vacation might run this weekend, it might run into that time.
Yeah.
And I I definitely thought about it after the fact. I was like,
After the fact.
well, because
That's good.
it was technically, it's technically a week earlier than when I'm going. But then I remembered that February is a shorter month, and I'm like,
Shit.
By like 3
I'm like,
days.
yeah, I'm like, well,
No, but that
that 3 days is 3 days
that's
fucking
3
earlier
days
for
of-
me.
That's 3 days of period,
Yes.
which are usually the worst 3 days.
So that's
Yes.
3 days period.
Shut up,
So,
what a jackass.
Period.
so yes,
period.
I realized that the potential time could be 3 days earlier, which equals my
So-
fucking trip.
I have always tried to work around that. So is
Yeah.
Trina. Like you said, Trina's more concerned about it than I am because
Yeah.
she does at the beach or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Shark
she-
in the water.
That is terrible. That's so funny. But
Cold
she-
opener,
but-
shark in the
but-
water.
but she's like perimenopause right now.
Yeah.
So she might go 40 days without a period and then have 2 within 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we can't plan around that anymore. So we're just like, yeah, fuck it. We're just doing the trip. And if she happens to be, when we went to Mexico, she had like a week and a half long period before we left for Mexico, and I was like, oh sweet, the second half of Mexico
You'll be
she'll
fine.
be good.
Yeah.
She wasn't. She was on her period the entire time. So like 10 straight days. How do you trust anything that bleeds for 10 days and doesn't die? I want to know that.
I agree.
I want to know that. I know, me too. But I was just wondering. I know that this is kind of taking us down a level on our
Sorry,
show.
ladies. You should have
No.
fast forwarded 5 minutes.
An additional 5.
7. But no, I just thought it was interesting. I just wanted to know if other people took that into consideration when they were planning.
I think
their trips.
most couples do in general.
Okay.
I don't even think about it. Like, I've been pissed because the last couple times I went to Bourbon and Beyond, she was on it. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
3 years in a row?
Yeah.
She's slipping an extra one in there every week for you.
The one year I got really sick. So it was,
Yeah.
At Bourbon and Beyond?
Like me last year when I was puking on Bourbon and Beyond.
it was borderline.
And I
that.
missed all the people I wanted to see.
We left before the Black Keys went on.
Yeah, I left
Ooh, I'd like
before
to see them.
Bailey Zimmerman, and I was so upset. I got to see Teddy Swims,
Yep.
so I was happy about that. I got to see Nico Moon. I got to see Smith and Myers, which is the Shine Down acoustic version.
Oh, okay.
So I got to see all that stuff. I was pretty happy about all that, but I missed the big things I really wanted to see on Saturday. I got so sick, and I don't even know how to explain it. I was just so sick.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, hey, we're at an hour. I think we should cut this off. As much as I'm enjoying this conversation,
I could go get our pick, and we could talk.
we're
about
going
it.
to do that, but we're not going to do it on the air.
Okay.
We already talked about it while we were picking it, so
Kinda.
we'll do it when it comes in.
It's a good call. Good call.
But thanks for joining in, guys. Speaking of picks, if you haven't heard, we started our own Patreon. We're doing our announcements of those picks and when you can get them. And at the moment, for the first few, you're going to have unlimited bottles at your disposal if you're a Patreon member. So being a Patreon member is going to give you the ability to order as many bottles as you want. We've previously just blasted out everyone and said limit 2. If you're a Patreon member, you're going to have as many bottles as you want at your disposal. We've got a ton of picks coming up right now. We just did Maker's Mark Private Select, which was amazing. We did Jack Daniels, which was phenomenal. That's what JD was just talking about tasting. We're going to taste it real quick here in a second.
That was so good.
Not on the air. And then we've got 2 picks from Luxro. We've got, which is a Rebel 6 and an Old Ezra 7. We've got an Old Forester Barrel Strength coming up. We've got an Angel's Envy coming up. We've got Knob Creep coming up. We've got a whole bunch of stuff coming up. We've got 7 or 8, I think, this year scheduled. So join into our Patreon. You'll get exclusive announcement information, and you'll have unlimited access to as many as you want for now.
Nice.
As it grows, as the Patreon grows, that'll change. But right now, one of the benefits you're going to get is no limit on how many you want to order. So join in. There's different tiers. There's a $5, there's a $10, there's a $25, and a $50. And
that 50 comes with some good
the
benefits.
$50 tier gives you some really good benefits, including accompanying us or joining us if you can on a barrel pick at least once per year. So check it out and join
a
up.
December Advent calendar.
Yes,
Ooh.
yes, you get the
12
December
days of
Advent
Christmas.
calendar
That's a good call.
from picks that we get to send you, and we choose. We're each going to send, I think, 3?
3.
Love that.
Yep.
So that's
5 people, so it's 5 ounces from a bottle.
Yeah, love that.
Who's the 5th person?
Whoever our 5 $50. Yep.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So it's 1 ounce of pours. Yep.
Yeah, you gotcha.
Good call. I like that.
And a bottle exchange, I think we said also, right?
Yeah, White Rabbit style bottle exchange.
I don't know what White Rabbit means, but what
Same.
elephant?
White Elephant. Same
I
thing.
like White Rabbit. We should change. We should change it.
White Rabbit is
But
the
that's out,
store
folks.
that Jack Daniels uses. That's the name of the store. That
It
Jack
is a
Daniels.
Jack
I'm gonna
Daniels
call it White
store.
Rabbit moving forward.
White Rabbit. Lots of sex quickly. And lots of reproduction. All right, guys.
Catholic rat.
Give us a
Rabbit.
review on whatever you listen to. 5 stars is preferred. If you don't want to give us 5 stars, give us 5 stars anyway. But then give us an email at info@bourbonhunters.com and tell us why or how you think we could actually improve. And give us some suggestions on what we should do on an episode. We're open, just like JD and his marriage. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Thank you for joining us on yet another hunt for bourbon. Please give us a 5-star review anywhere you are listening, but if you don't, leave some constructive criticism in the review so that we can better improve our show. But until then, sit back, grab a pour, kick up your feet, and enjoy some bourbon. The Bourbon Hunters podcast has been craft distilled, produced, recorded, and edited by Dude Pool. For any questions, comments, or recommendations, please reach out to info@bourbonhunters.com